No, I believe that the healthcare system needed to be reformed, but I am totally against this big government takeover of the healthcare system.
Right.
I
Okay,
think
so
that-
where is government taking over the healthcare system?
Well, there is going to be a rationing board that's going to make decisions on
Yeah.
Fox News, and the rationing board that's
Yeah,
going
Fox
to
News.
decide.
What are they gonna be rationing?
Well, there's going to be a board that's going to decide who could have what treatment. In other words, if you're 85 years old and you have diabetes.
That's how it's been portrayed. But do you know of anybody who's gone through some kind of rationing board who's gonna be denied coverage, as opposed to all the people who have pre-existing conditions, all the people who didn't have insurance who are gonna be available to get them? It's just like the death panel. The death panel? Come on. The language that people are using to try to say, how about this? How about we give this an opportunity to work and then correct the problems as they're in there?
Are the Democrats going to correct the problems?
Absolutely, we're sitting at the table waiting for
If
it.
this is a disaster, are the problems going to be
Yes.
corrected? I hope so.
Well, I think I spent a great deal of my time today talking about how we need to drive down those laws and work on the things that will help make it more constructive. Look, honestly, if Democrats had their way, it would have been Medicare for all. Medicare for all. Now, under the
How can
Medicare,
they afford that, though? I mean, they're already saying Medicare is going broke. How could the government
why
afford
is
that?
Medicare going broke? Why is it going broke? Okay, Medicare's going broke because we're at 18% of GDP. Trillions of dollars that are being wasted because of inefficiency, expenses, fraud, you name it.
Why don't you fix it?
But it's this is incredible. And so to say that it's Medicare's fault or the fault of the individual who's paid into it all their life to turn around and say, well, we're going to have to deny you benefits or put you on a voucher because the fault of this most expensive system, most inefficient economic model in the world is the American healthcare delivery system. Wake up, Americans. That's what the issue is. It isn't you who paid your Medicare and insurance. It's the inefficiencies within the system.
And fraud.
Talk to our private sector. Talk to the people that are saying, hey, look, China has hired Aetna. Dubai has hired Aetna so they can drive down the cost even within their systems. And then if you add fraud to it, which we've started to make headway, and then a lot of you, I should never take the opportunity not to mention, be careful with your identity, because for the first time in the country's history, prostitution and drugs as a crime was superseded by Medicare fraud. By Medicare fraud. So rather than saying the problem is the Medicare recipient and the baby boomer generation, isn't it time we looked at the inefficiencies in the system and stopped saying to people, listen, you're going to have to cut back on your spending. We're not going to be able to see. You're not going to be able to see the doctor you want to see. You could go bankrupt. No, let's drive down the cost